What a fascination there is about the busy Pool of London, with its ships of all nations, loading and unloading their varied cargoes. And many a pleasant hour has been spent by both young and old, watching from the parapet of London Bridge the bustle on the ships and on the quay side, as the cranes, swinging backwards and forwards with chests of tea and cases of butter, drums of oil and casks of wine, conjure up a picture of lands across the sea. I wonder what this lad is thinking. He probably imagines himself standing on the bridge of his ship, safely home once more, after a voyage from India or Australia. As the ship glides slowly up the river to her berth, he thinks what a grand thing it would be to spend his life as an officer of a ship trading with distant lands. Should this lad decide to make the sea his career, his opportunity comes when, having to transfer from his primary to a secondary school, he expresses a wish to enter the London Nautical School. Here he will be admitted, provided the headmaster thinks he's suitable, he is physically fit, and his sight with each eye is perfect, in accordance with the requirements of the Ministry of Transport, which, by the way, stresses the importance of correct color vision. Some lads, however, do not make up their minds so soon, and go to a secondary school in the usual way. Nevertheless, should they later feel the urge to follow a maritime career, it is possible for them to enter the London Nautical School when they are 13. If he enters the school at 11, he will spend his first 2 years doing the normal work of any boy of his age in a grammar school. He will naturally be eager to do his best in all his lessons and games, and look forward to promotion to the higher forms, where at 13 he begins his vocational training. He will be proud of his school uniform, which carries with it the traditions of the sea, and it will constantly remind him of the career he has chosen to follow. Furthermore, great care is taken of his physical well-being, for the standards in the school of athletics, boxing, and swimming are very high. The school is very fortunate, as it has a fully equipped gymnasium. In the third year, practical seamanship in all its various forms becomes part of the school curriculum. For the merchant navy officer must be a man of great resource, capable of dealing with situations of every kind. There is no limit to the variety of forms which his work may take, and it is not sufficient for him to be jack of all trades. He must be master of every one. For example, it is very necessary for ships to be able to communicate with their owners, with Lloyd's signal stations, with harbor authorities, and with each other. And there are many different systems by means of which they can keep in touch with the outside world. The school is provided on the premises with the complete apparatus for launching a ship's lifeboat. For although by the development of radio communication, radar, the gyro compass, and many other refinements, science and engineering have removed most of the risks of going to sea, the regulations providing for the safety of life at sea are still of paramount importance. Models of various types of ships are used for giving instruction in the rule of the road, the Nautical Highway Code, which lays down what action shall be taken to avoid collision when vessels are approaching dangerously close to each other. It's an exciting day for the boy when he first handles the sextant and has certain periods set aside each week for the study of navigation. He soon realizes that using this instrument is a part of a vitally important task for the officer at sea. On the accuracy of his observations and his skill in reading the nautical tables and almanacs depends the safety of his ship and the lives of all those on board. For the ability to plot frequently and accurately positions at sea over thousands of miles of trackless ocean is the hallmark of a first-class sailor. The course determined in the chart room has to be maintained by the man at the wheel with equal skill in steering the ship. And for this reason, a replica of a ship's bridge, complete with a wheel, a binnacle containing a compass, and a telltale to show how far over the rudder has gone, has been built in the school. The school extends beyond the four walls of its building to the broad waters of the Thames. The next time you go by Lambeth Bridge, have a look at the craft moored near the pier, and you may see among them the school's motor launch King's Reach, in which the boys are given practice in the application of the principles learned in the classroom. They travel up and down the river, through the London bridges, past the wharves of the Pool, and become familiar with shipping of every description. In Surrey commercial docks, there are other boats belonging to the school, which give the boys further opportunity for becoming skilled in the handling of small boats. They get practice in mooring, in steering their boat amongst other river traffic, and in bringing her alongside the landing stage in a tideway. Visits to ships in port are organized to give the potential officers an insight into the life aboard an ocean-going vessel. The ships are thoroughly inspected from stem to stern, and the sailors-to-be are allowed to perform various duties while on board. On the forecastle head, the windlass for dropping and raising the anchor is one of the most important pieces of machinery with which a ship is equipped. This is another job which must be done properly, making fast a mooring rope to the bitts. Here is a party of boys on such a visit being shown over his ship, the Derrynane, by Captain Thomas Townsley, who, being a former pupil of the London Nautical School, takes a great personal interest in the party and gives all the assistance he can to help the lads who wish to follow in his footsteps. Clubs form a vital part of the corporate life of the school. They provide a good cultural background and show the lad how to make the best use of his leisure time, for it is equally important that his training should make him as good a citizen as he is a mariner. In the later stages of his life at school, the boy who has heard the call of the sea takes science to a high standard. And his mathematics includes a thorough grounding in spherical trigonometry. This is the basis of all calculations which have to be made using the observations of the sun, moon, and stars. And these have to be taken in the ordinary course of the daily life aboard even the humblest cargo steamer. Although he spends an increasing amount of time in navigation and seamanship as he progresses through the school, the greater part of his studies are still of an academic nature, to the standard of the General Certificate of Education. A good reference library is available, and the aim of the school is to equip the boy so well that should he decide to stay ashore, he will be able to obtain a good civilian post. The successful scholar is now at the end of his school career and is equally well qualified to enter either one of the many branches of the Royal Navy or the Merchant Navy. As an apprentice in a merchant ship, his school has gained him some remission of the qualifying period of service at sea, and he's well on the way to getting his second mate's certificate. He can now look forward to a life aboard ship, which, although not easy, is full of variety and packed with interest, sometimes exciting, but never dull, and he will be proud to follow in the tradition of the sea.